Hi, everyone. My name is Vanessa, and I'm the Student Engagement Coordinator here at the Office of Student Life. Thank you all so much for coming. We are very excited to have this event today. Just a few things before we start. Please, if you can, turn on your mics and cameras. You don't have to if you're uncomfortable with it, but it makes for a more fun event if you do. And then we just want to make sure we keep our chat positive. And so please make sure to be positive and respectful towards everyone during the event. And then towards the end, we have a Survey Monkey. If you have a moment, we'd really appreciate any feedback we can get on this event. With that said, today we have a really special performer. He is a globally respected magician. He has traveled the entire world, amazing people with the art of his magic, while also proving to people that anything is possible. He has shown people that whether you have a disability or not, you can always still reach your dreams and goal in life. Not only is he a great person and magician, he is an inspiration to all. We hope you enjoy the event, and with that said, please welcome Mahdi the Magician.
Thank you so much, Vanessa, and thank you everybody for coming in. I'm going to ask you at the very beginning, if you do want to have your video on, please turn on your video, and it is totally fine with me if you are unmuted the entire time as well, because that will not take away from anything that we are doing. It will actually add to it. So to begin, I want to know, who do I have here? Who do I have? I have Vanessa, Karen, Eli, May, Dylan. Okay, very good. We have quite a few people. And I'm going to ask you, just because I can see everybody in the gallery, if you have a deck of cards, lift it up so I can see who has a deck of cards with you. If you do have a deck of cards, just so I can look around the room and I can see who has one. V has one, Jaspreet has one. Joshua has one. Okay, very good, very good. We're going to get to your cards in a moment, but before we do that, I'm going to do something. I guess maybe we'll start with you, Vanessa, because you introduced me. So can you do me a favor? Can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
And here is what we will do. Do you have, actually, we're going to try something just with the deck before we get into this. Do you prefer the color red or black? What do you prefer?
Red.
Red? I'm going to try this. This is not very impressive, but if I take the first card and I turn it over, but it's a black card. That's not very impressive. But here, look, if I wave it just like this, the red, the black turns into a red too.
Wow. He just flipped it over. He just had a red on the other side.
Yeah, it's on the other side. No, there's only one side. But look, here's what we'll do. I'm gonna do something. Let's try something maybe with Vanessa. Just stay with me for a bit. Here's what we're going to do. We'll mix the cards a bit, and we'll mix the cards. And actually, everybody who has a deck, mix your cards at home, and do me a favor. Take out 9 cards from the deck. 9 cards from the deck. It can be any 9 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 cards, and you don't need the rest of the deck. And once you have 9 cards, bring them all together. And let's see who has cards. So I'm going to put you up on screen. I know V has cards. I'm going to spotlight her. Who else? Joshua. I saw Joshua had cards. Joshua is, if Joshua has his video. Joshua, are you there? I don't know if he's there. Anyways, we will, if you are there, just let me know. Joshua?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you got your cards?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm gonna add you. So what we're going to do, everybody look through your 9 cards and take out a special card to you. I'm going to use my special card, the Ace of Spades, but you can use any special card that you want. I'm gonna use mine, the Ace of Spades. And your special card, remember it, and put it on top of your pile of 9 cards. So choose your favorite special card, take it out and put it on your pile of 9 cards. Once you've done that, you're going to spread your cards on the table a little bit, and you're going to take one card from the middle, and you're going to slip it to the bottom, okay? Once everybody's done that, take another card from the middle and put it on top, just like this, and then square up. And now we're going to do something. Everybody has a different name. We have Vanessa, we have Joshua, we have V. Do I say your name? Very good. We have V. Everybody, you're going to deal out one card for every letter of your name. Watch me first, and then you can follow. So M, A, H, D, I. One letter for every, one deal for every single letter of your name, and deal those cards down onto the table, and you should still have some cards in your hand. Has everybody done that? Yes? And the cards that you have left in your hand, give them a little bit of a shuffle, and then throw them on top of the cards on the table. Fair? And now everybody grab your packet again. And now we're going to spell the name of your school. How do we spell it? Vanessa, how do we spell it? P,
A,
what is it?
V.
No, the name of your school.
Oh, I thought you meant my name. Okay.
No,
P, I,
P-I,
E,
E,
R,
R,
E, C,
E.
E.
And everybody's done that. Everybody do the same thing. P-I-E-R-C-E. And you should have a few cards left in your hand. Take those cards and drop them on top. Fair? And now everybody pick up your packet. Everybody pick up your packet. And now you're going to deal some cards one at a time onto the table. And you're going to stop whenever you want. Stop whenever you want. You can stop it at 2 cards, 3 cards, 4 cards, 5 cards. Just stop whenever you want. And you should have some cards left in your hand. Has everybody done that? Thumbs up, something? Or you could unmute yourself and say yes. Okay, good. The cards that you have left in your hand, shuffle the cards that you have left in your hand. And once you're done shuffling them, throw them on top. Fair? And now, once again, everybody put your cards on the table, spread them slightly. And again, take a card from the middle, about the middle, maybe the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th. Take a card from the middle and put it on top, on the bottom. Put it on the bottom of the pile. And then reach in again and take another card from the middle and put it on top. Put it on and square up. And if everybody's done that, I think we're going to have, I don't know, maybe a special situation. Now grab the top 3 cards. Grab the top 3 cards together from the top and get rid of them. You don't need them anymore. Get rid of them. Put them away off to the side. And let's see, the next card, I don't think we need it. I'm going to get rid of it as well. And now we have a few cards left. Take the top card and put it on the bottom of your pile. And now take the next top card and get rid of it. Take the top card, put it on the bottom of the pile. Take the next top card and get rid of it. Take the top card, put it on the bottom of your pile. Take the next top card and get rid of it. Take the top card, put it on the bottom, and then take the next top card and get rid of it. And now I have 1 card left, and you have 1 card, and you have 1 card, and you have 1 card. We all chose a different card, our favorite card, and then we mixed the cards and we spelled our names, and then everybody dealt a different name, and then we spelled a name all the same, the name of your school, the magic word, and then we all dealt at a random card, we stopped wherever we wanted. And I don't know, we used many cards. Now it's not impossible, but it's highly unlikely. The card that I chose for myself was the Ace of Spades, and I got exactly the Ace of Spades over here. But wait, what did you get? V, you got your card. What was your card? The 10 of Hearts. And Joshua, you got your card as well. We can't hear you, but you're screaming in your house. You have the Ace of Diamonds. And Vanessa, what do you have? Show everybody, what card do you have left? Exactly your card as well. Thank you very much. And everybody who is doing the cards, I can see some people who are in the room as well, who had their cards and it was working. Let me know in the comments if you are doing it. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Actually, I'm going to keep you on the screen. Can you unmute yourself, V and Joshua? Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because just so that I can talk and you can answer, and I just want to stay with you for a little bit longer because we all have cards. We'll do something with me and then I'll come back to you. So I'll give you a little break. I'll take the spotlight off you for a little bit, but we'll come back to you in just a moment. Okay. So I want to show you one of my favorite pieces of magic. Many people ask me, Maddie, how did you get into magic? How did you learn this stuff? It's been a very long process for me. I have been doing the impossible my whole life. Everything that I wanted to do when I was growing up felt impossible for me. It felt like I couldn't do it. And everything I wanted to do, everybody told me that it was going to be impossible for me. So I did not have a pathway. But when I was a child, I knew that there were people called magicians and that those people, for whatever reason, they could do the impossible. So when I was a kid, I said, I'm going to be a magician because if I'm a magician, I can do anything. And trying to work on it, I found it wasn't as simple as that. It's very difficult. There's a lot of techniques. There's a lot of different things that are impossible. And how can I do it? I have no hands. So for a very long time, I thought it was impossible for me. I could never succeed. And then I saw a magician. And I didn't know what his deal was, but he had always one hand inside of his pocket when he was performing. So he would only perform with one hand. And I found out later that he only had one hand. So I thought, okay, well, here's a guy who only has one hand. He figured out how to do magic. Maybe if he can do it with one hand, I can do it with no hands. I don't know if it's possible, but I'll try. And this piece of magic was one of his most famous pieces of magic. And it's one of the first pieces of magic that I learned. And it's something that I've been doing the longest. And it's something I wanted to share with you. It's one of my favorite pieces. It's a very simple trick. It uses 3 red cards and 3 black cards and something that I don't have, something that I'm going to borrow in just a moment, 2 hands. And the person who I'm going to ask is going to be Mackenzie. Mackenzie, can you help me? You don't have to do anything, but you have to do something, but you don't have to do anything now. But unmute yourself. But the first thing that we're going to do is I'm going to mix the cards, the reds and the black, one by one, so that you can see that every single card is mixed and there's no doubt as to what is where. First, a red card over here, followed by a black, followed by a red, followed by a black, followed by a red, and a black. Red, black, red, black, red, black. Mackenzie, can you do me a favor? Can you hold up your hands so we can see your hands? I'm gonna put a spotlight on you so you're bigger. And can you interlace your fingers? Interlace, yeah, exactly like that. And imagine if you would, each of your fingers is a card, and the way they're interlaced, red, black, red, black, red, black, the cards are interlaced. The same position that's happening with your hands is happening over here with your cards. But I wonder if you do something over there all the way on the other side of the continent, I'm on the East Coast, you're on the West Coast, maybe something interesting will happen. Pull your fingers apart. If you pull your fingers apart and then put one hand on top of the other, maybe if you separate them over there, the same thing happens over here. Now, I don't do anything. These were just mixed, red, black, red, black, red, black. But watch, because you separate them over there, the same thing the exact same thing happens over here. Now we have black and black and black over here and over here, red and red and red. It's, you know, one of the oldest rules in magic is we never repeat the same trick twice. I don't follow the rules, so let's do it again. Mackenzie, let me just ask you, maybe you didn't see all the cards were face down, right? Maybe you have a question, maybe a doubt, and maybe you want to see more. So let's do it with some cards face down and some cards face up, because there's nothing more nebulous than the truth. Let's do it with some cards face up and some cards face down, and so that you can see absolutely where every single card is, because maybe some people say, oh, that card is face down, I didn't see it. So look, we'll see it black, black, and black, and over here, a red, and a red. Watch, I take a red, and I put a black, and then I take a red, and then Mackenzie, I put a what?
What?
I put a black.
Sorry.
And then I put a red, and then I put a black. Mackenzie, one more time. It's okay. One more time. Can you interlace your fingers? This is the position of the cards. Red, black, red, black, red, black. You know what to do. Pull your fingers apart. If you pull your fingers apart, pull one hand on top of the other. Because you do that over there, the same thing happens over here. Even though these were just mixed, red, black, red, black, red, black. Now, exactly, they should be the black and the black and the black once again. And over here, the red and the red and the red. That's strange, but maybe I was cheating. Maybe I was cheating because all the cards were face down, and then some were face up, but it wasn't fully face up. So what if we try? I don't know if this is going to work, but let's try it with all the cards face up. That way that you can see every single card, and there's absolutely no doubt as to what is where. Over here, we have black and red and black in this pile, these three cards. And in a moment, I'm going to separate it from these three cards. And once these are separated, they'll never touch again. Maybe they'll touch again. Maybe they'll touch again because I need to cheat a little. Maybe. But let's see. Black and red and black. Remember where the cards are. And then over here in this pile, the red and the black and the red. Two piles. Once they separate, and watch, I'll show you all the cards again so that there's no doubt as to what is where. Over here, we have the black and red and black. And over here, we have the red and black and red. Mackenzie, one more time, can you interlace your fingers? And V, you're already interlacing your fingers. I can see you in the little window. You're interlacing your fingers. You know what? Everybody, if you're at home and it doesn't matter if I can see you, if I can't see you, it doesn't matter. Interlace your fingers. Interlace your fingers. I said that we wouldn't make the packets touch, but maybe I'm going to make them touch just a little bit, just a little bit. But first, pull your fingers apart. Pull your fingers apart. Put one hand on top of the other. And look, I'll make them touch. Just like that. And if they touch just like that and you pull your fingers apart and you put one hand on top of the other, even though these were just mixed, now we have black and black and black. And
Oh my gosh.
Red and red, black. It's amazing. It's magic. All right. I'm going to get back to my people with cards. If there's more people who have cards, thank you, Mackenzie, by the way. If there's more people with cards, let me know. Let me know, and I will bring you in. Just hold up the deck. Vanessa, you're coming in here. V's in here. Where's Joshua? Who else do we have here? Joshua, you're getting in here. And you can unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Who else here has cards? If anybody else has, Jinya. I don't know if I'm saying your name right. If I'm not, correct me.
That's okay, just Yaya.
Yaya. It's Yaya?
Yeah, I go by Yaya. It's Jinya. Yeah, I go by Yaya.
Okay. Sorry, I'm not familiar with that. I thought I was reading it completely wrong. I was like, Jinya, Yaya. I thought I was losing it for a second. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We each have a deck of cards. Do me a favor. Go into your deck and take out any I don't know, take out any 5 red cards and any 5 black cards. These can be any 5 red cards and any 5 black cards. It doesn't matter. They don't need to I have all court cards for the blacks and all numbers for the red. It doesn't matter, but just 5 red and 5 black and in 2 different piles. And make sure you have the count right. So you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me know when you've done that. Face up on the table. I don't need to see, but you can see. Okay, take a red card, or you can start with a black. I don't care whether you prefer to start with red or black. It doesn't matter with me. But take one of the cards and put it face down in the middle. I start with a red, so I follow it with a black. I put a red and a black and 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 a red and a black. So all the cards are now interlaced, red, black, red, black, red, black, the whole way through. And you should have the same too. And you should have it in a pile, okay? And now take the pile and put it face down, either in your hands or on the table, it doesn't matter, but spread it a little bit, spread it. And now what you're going to do is you're going to grab the top 2 cards, grab the top 2 cards together and turn them over together and put them back on top. And then once you've done that, square up and you're going to do a cut. What a cut is just lifting off some of the cards, maybe half. So do a cut, lift off half of the cards and then put the other half on top. That's a cut. And again, you're going to spread the cards a little bit. And now you're going to grab the top 2 cards together and you're going to turn them over together and then square up. And then once again, cut wherever you want, and then complete the cut wherever you want. And again, grab the top 2 cards. It doesn't matter if there's cards face up, face down, it doesn't matter. Grab the top 2 cards together, turn them over together and put them back on top. And one more time, cut and complete the cut. Has everybody done that? And unmute yourself so I can hear you. I need to hear you. You've done that, Joshua. You've done that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And Dylan, you're spotlighted. I don't know why, but you have cards?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know how you became spotlighted. That's fine. Awesome. Okay, everybody. Now let's do, Dylan, do me a favor. Do you prefer odd or even?
Always odd.
Always odd. Okay, so I'm going to do something and everybody just watch. I'm going to do something. I'm going to take an odd number of cards. Dylan, name an odd number. 1, 3, 5, whatever you like.
1 to 9, yeah.
Yeah.
5.
5. Okay, so I'm going to take 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take the top 5 cards together and turn them over together and put them on top. And now for all of you, we're going to do even. So let's choose Yaya. We're going to do even for all of you. Yaya, say a number. 2, 4, 6, 8. What do you prefer?
2.
2. No, choose something higher. We keep using 2. Choose 4, 6, 8. Whatever you want. You have a free choice,
6.
but don't choose 2.
6.
Okay, so choose. So everybody, spread it out again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Grab the top 6 cards together. Turn them over together and put them on top. And then square. And once you've done that, cut the deck one more time and complete the cut. And now put the cards in the middle of your table or lift it in your hand. It doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if the cards are face up or face down, just leave them in the orientation that they are, but take the top card and deal it to the left. And now take the top card, deal it to the right. The top to the left, right, and so on until you have no more cards left. Fair? Has everybody done that? Yes, V did it, Vanessa did it, Joshua, you did it, Yaya, you did it. You're good? Okay, now you have 2 piles. Pick up one of the piles, whichever one you want. pick it up, turn it over, and then drop it on top of the other pile. And let me know when you've done that. And then cut one more time and complete the cut. Complete the cut. And now let me ask you, we're going to do this with you. Vanessa, name any color, red or black. Which one do you want?
Black.
Black. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because you can choose red, you can change your mind. It doesn't matter to me. You want black.
No, I'm going to change it to red.
Oh, come on. You don't want black anymore?
I want black. I'm indecisive.
Okay, and what do you want? V, you want red or black?
Red.
And Joshua, you want red or black? Just think about the color that you want and commit to it. Commit to it. It doesn't matter. You can say red, you can say black. Everybody can have a different color. It doesn't matter to me. But because you said red for me, here's what I'm going to do. Even though these cards were just mixed, red, black, face up, face down, we cut, we chose different numbers, we turn over the cards over and over. Everybody was cutting in a different position. Everybody was moving cards differently. Sometimes people were moving 3 cards, sometimes 4, 5, it doesn't matter. Every single card was face up, face down in a complete mess. Every single card. But because you said red, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to separate every single one of the reds from every single one of the blacks. And now I have 5 cards face down and 5 cards face up. Every single card that I have face up is a red. Red and red and red and red and red. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards face down. And these are the blacks and the blacks and the blacks. But hold on, Joshua, show us what you have. Spread down through your deck. And what color were you thinking of? You were thinking of black or red?
Red.
Red. And spread it, spread. And how many? You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards face up, 5 cards face down. Show everybody. Show everybody. And V, you have the same thing. You have the cards face.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have the same thing. And Dylan and Vanessa, you have the same thing. Very good. Very good. That's awesome. That's awesome. Awesome.
I even messed up and got too many cards and it still worked.
That's amazing. I'm glad that it worked. I'm glad that it worked.
That's so cool.
I'm glad that it worked. You know, in all honesty though, people do ask me many times, Maddie, how did you start out in magic? And I tell them the story, and the story that I tell you is true, but I want to go beyond that. Because when I was beginning in magic, I couldn't do anything. And so I thought, oh, I can't do anything with magic, but I'll enjoy magic and I'll watch magic. Just because I can't do it the way that I want, I'm still going to try to enjoy it in the way that I can. So I'd watch magic, and I had access to the internet, so I would watch, you know, whatever I could find, David Copperfield and David Blaine, and I would watch them nonstop. And I saw somebody doing something one day, and he was a mind reader, and he was doing stuff with his mind and with memory. And so I thought, I'm going to become a magician like that. Maybe I don't have hands, but I have a brain and I have a mouth. So I'm going to try to do stuff like that, because maybe my body's no good. Everything that I wanted to do with my body, I couldn't do. One of my dreams was playing the piano. When I was a kid, we had a music class, and the teacher asked everybody what instrument they wanted to play. And I said, I want to play the piano. The teacher told me, she pulled me aside and she told me, Maddie, you know, you're good at many things. You're very smart, but your body's not very good, but you have a good brain. So maybe you should use that. And she wasn't trying to hurt me. She wasn't trying to let me down. She was just trying to protect me from the real world, which is maybe you're not going to be able to do stuff like other people because of the way that you are. And that's the way that I took it. I didn't like that. I didn't like to hear that, but that's what I heard. And that is what I had internalized. So for me, I thought to myself, I'm never going to be able to do magic with cards, only with my mind. So when I saw this person doing hypnosis and things with memory, I said, I'm going to do magic like that. And so I would memorize stuff. I would memorize an entire deck of cards so that I would be able to, recall a deck of cards. If somebody were to shuffle it, I would be able to remember. And I got better. At first, I could remember maybe 10 cards in a row, and then 20, and then 30, eventually getting to the whole deck. And I would do little tricks that I came up with. So, for example, we would have at my school, we would have, let's pretend this is my school, and this is a gas station with a place to eat. We would have, this is where I know everybody's going to eat for lunch, and this is the school. And just imagine, if you will, this is the road. This is the road going there. And along this road, there's cars parked. There's cars parked along this road, maybe 20 cars, but I know everybody's going to be walking on the left side because they can't jaywalk. And so I know, okay, so I'm only going to have to, there's maybe 15 cars I'm going to have to remember. So I would just practice for myself. I would practice memorizing all the license plates. I would practice memorizing all the license plates on the cars. And eventually, first I got 2 cars, 3 cars, and then I would get better and better because I'd practice every day. When I was crossing the road, for example, and there's cars and just stopped at the red light, as I was walking by, I would just look at the license plate and memorize it, and just a game for myself. Always just practice, always just practice. So I'd do this every day, and eventually I could get to the point where I could memorize, these 15, 20 cars, their license plates and their color, and I would remember other details about them as well. So I had this memory in my brain every single day, and I said, I'm going to turn this into a magic effect for people. So I didn't really know how to do magic, but so I went up to, I would wait until somebody left. Let's say Joshua was leaving. Let's say Joshua was leaving, and I knew that Joshua was leaving. It's lunchtime. He's going to go to the gas station. He's going to be walking along this road. There's only one road he's going to take to get there. So I'd wait maybe 2 minutes, 3 minutes after he left, and then I'd go to his friend, and I'd go to V, and I'd say, V, do you have a cell phone on you? And she'd say, yeah, I have a cell phone. Can you take it out? We're going to call this person. We're going to call Joshua. Pull out your phone. And she'd pull out her phone, and we'd call Joshua, and I'd just pretend like we don't know who he is or where he is. Yeah, hey, you don't know what we're doing. This is totally weird. I don't know if you're in the middle of class. I don't know if you're in the washroom. I don't know if you're in detention or you're home sick from school. I have no idea where you are or what you're doing. But whatever you're doing, stop. Just stop. If you're sitting down, stand up. If you're walking, stop. And don't move. Do not move. And the person would be on the phone about halfway down the street, and they'd just be stopped on their cell phone. I would tell them, reach out and touch the nearest thing to you, the biggest nearest thing to you. And I knew there's only a few things that he could touch. Joshua can only touch, he can grab a tree, he can grab maybe a light post, or most likely he's going to touch a car. And so I'm sort of figuring this out as I'm just listening to him follow my instructions. You're touching something, and do me a favor, can you, and here's what I'm doing, I'm trying to get information from without him asking questions, without asking direct questions. So the questions I would ask was like, whatever you're touching, reach up and keep touching. Can you touch the very top of it, or is it too high for you to touch the top? Just keep reaching up. Oh, you can touch the top? Oh, you can't touch the top? If you couldn't touch the top of it, I know he's touching a tree or a lamppost. If he can touch the top, I know it's a car, right? So he'd be giving me this feedback. And then let's say he said, no, I can touch the top. Okay, that's weird. And now I'm pretending to read his mind. We'd have a crowd, and I'd have the phone would be on speaker, and I'd be pretending to read his mind. And I'd ask about the color. I'd divine the color because I knew all the colors of the cars, the license plate that I remembered. And then once I narrowed down the color and I got the color, I knew which car it was. So I could say, look in the front seat on the passenger side. Maybe there's, I don't know, I have a feeling there's, what you're touching is a car, and on the passenger side, there's a map, and a pair of gloves, and the person would be on the cell phone looking through the window. Yeah, there's a, and they'd be looking around like, this is crazy. How do you know? And then I tell them, go around to the back of the car, and do me a favor. Just look at the license plate. Don't say anything out loud. Look at the license plate. And I take out a pen and I just get a piece of paper, and I'd have a group of maybe 20 people around me, and I'd start writing. I'd write the license plate that I remembered in my mind. And I'd have it written down. And then I would show it to everybody. I'd show everybody the license plate that I had written down. And then I would ask him, do me a favor, read the license plate out loud. And I'd be holding the piece of paper with the license plate, and they'd say it letter for letter. And by the time they got to the third letter, everybody would be screaming, jumping up and down. And I was so excited. And I knew this is what I want to be doing for people. I want to give people this experience, even if I can't do it, like the way that magicians usually do it. I'm going to find my own way to do it. And I was doing that for a while, but eventually I wanted to go beyond that. And I want to learn cards. Do me a favor, Vanessa. Name any card in the deck. This card will represent me in my journey.
Which Vanessa?
There's more than one Vanessa. The Vanessa who's speaking right now.
Okay, that was me.
Name any card in the deck.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts. I said choose a card that represents me, but you chose a card that probably represents you more than me. But that's okay. The Queen of Hearts.
Sorry, I just thought Alice in Wonderland right off the bat. I don't know why.
No, it's totally fine. We're going to do something with the Queen of Hearts. And do me a favor. Actually, let me get you in on here. Vanessa, where are you? Is this Vanessa Primer?
Yep.
Okay, you're gonna be spotlighted. You're gonna be on here with me. I'm going to do something with you. We're going to take the queen, and do me a favor. Do you know how many cards are in a deck of cards? Like how many? About, do you know?
With or without Joker?
With or without?
52.
52. So if I were to put your card about halfway into the middle, not exactly halfway, would you be able to estimate that?
Okay, we'll say 23.
23, or maybe a little less, like 22.
Okay.
But 22 is good, right? Yeah? Thumbs up?
Yes.
Yeah, it's good. But maybe 22, maybe 10. You think it could be 10?
I would doubt that, but you're kind of magical, so sure.
10. No, but I'm not influencing you. You would say 10 by yourself without me influencing you. You would say 10, correct?
I would not normally know.
No, but you are.
Okay.
10 or less, like 8, right?
Let's say 9.
Or less, like 8.
If you want 8, we'll say 8.
Or less, like 5, or 4, or 3, or even 2, or even 1. Even though we put your card in the middle, it jumps right to the very top. Queen of Hearts. Every single card in the deck is different. Every single card. We'll try this one more time. We'll give these a mix as well. And we'll put your card on top and we'll cut it. Remember, we'll cut it about halfway, not perfectly, but about halfway into the middle and about half on top. How far down would you say that was? 23, you would say?
I think it's on the top again.
You think it's on the top? What if I told you were wrong? Would you believe me?
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's on the top, but maybe it's possibly, but maybe it is possibly on the top. I don't know how, but maybe it is possibly on the top. I don't know how that works, seriously. But seriously, no, because every single card in the deck is different. Let's do it like this, very fairly. This time you choose exactly where we put it, because every other time it's been me choosing where to put it, and I want to give you complete control. So we'll go like this, and you say stop whenever you want.
Oh, sorry. I'd said stop, but I was muted.
It's okay. We'll go again.
Stop.
Here. Watch the card. Now, do you remember where your card was?
Yes.
Where was it?
It was a little bit more to your left.
Like around here?
A little bit more to the right.
Around here.
Right about there, yeah.
That's where it was, but where is it now?
I bet it's on top again.
You would bet it's on top, but that would be impossible. But you're here to see the impossible. That's why you came to a magic show. And so if we turn over the top card, it's exactly back on top. The card is back on top, and thank you very much. Thank you, Vanessa.
You're good.
Thank you. So are you. You actually might be better than me in many ways. A better person, not better with cards. But as I was saying, in the beginning, I couldn't do anything with a deck of cards, absolutely nothing. And every single night I would go in my room and I would try to do something with cards. And it was impossible for me. It was totally impossible for me. And I would be dropping the cards all night. I'd be dropping the cards, and every single morning when the sun would rise, the cards would be mixed face up into face down. And the reason why I was doing this at night in the dark is I didn't want anybody to see me. I didn't want anybody to see me fail. I didn't want anybody to feel sorry for me, like, oh, here's this poor kid with no hands and he's trying to do something, that's impossible. So I'd wait until everybody in my house went to sleep, and then I would sit with a deck of cards and try to figure stuff out. I couldn't do anything. A deck of cards is very slippery. If you don't know what you're doing, they're going to fly out of your hands. They're going to fly out of your hands and be a complete mess. And I didn't know what I was doing. So every single night, the cards would be a complete mess. And that is with cards face up and cards face down. Every single night, a complete mess. Let's do it like this so that you can see the mix. And it wasn't a perfect mix. I'm duplicating it. Eventually, I would learn how to shuffle the cards so that you could get a perfect mix, that is interlacing the cards one by one, but this isn't a perfect mix. As you can see, the cards are interlaced, but it's not interlaced perfectly. But the cards would be mixed like this every single night. Cards face up and cards face down. Every single position, the cards would be a complete mix. Eventually, I learned how to cut, and eventually I learned how to shuffle and do all the things that magicians need to be able to do with cards in order to do magic. And the cards would be mixed every single night, cards face up and cards face down. A complete mess. Every single day, the cards would be a complete mess. That is with cards face up, cards face down, cards in every single position, the cards would be a complete, complete and total disaster. Cards mix face up, cards mix face down, cards mix in every single direction, every single night, every single night, every single night until the night that I became a magician. On that night, something different happened. Something wonderful happened. On that night, instead of the cards being all mixed face up and face down, the cards would then be mixed all face down. As I spread, every single card is now face down in the deck. Every single card is now face down. Every single card is face down in the entire deck. Thank you very much. And that is how I became a magician. That's how I became a magician. And thank you very much. I believe Vanessa says that when she tries that, that is how she shuffles 52 cards pickup. So I wanted to open this up because we had the last few moments open for a Q&A, and I wanted to leave it open for a Q&A for people to ask questions of me. And you can ask me anything you want through my entire life. I've been doing magic ever since I was a teenager. I've been doing magic for about 15 years. It's taken me all around the world to 27 countries. I've performed for almost 1 billion people right now. That's a billion through all the television and internet and everything. And last year I was made the official magician of my home country of Canada. So that was a very interesting experience. And a lot of you have seen me on TV. I've been on TV in the US a few times on shows like Penn and Teller. I've helped a ton of magicians design the magic behind their shows. People like David Blaine. If you see his magic specials, you'll see my name in the credits as somebody who helps out behind the scenes. So really, you can ask anything that you want. You can just unmute yourself and ask, or type it in. So I don't know who wants to go first, but anyone. Vanessa, I think Vanessa had her hand up. Did you have your hand up, Vanessa?
Me or the other one?
You. I saw your hand go up.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, can you tell them the piano story? I think they'll really like that.
Yes. So as I was saying, one of my dreams was to play the piano growing up, and I could never do that. It's something that I wanted to do. I could never do it. And oftentimes in life, we have dreams, and these are dreams that we don't pursue. For whatever reason, we don't pursue. We get busy with different things. Life has a way of getting you off track of what your heart wants. And so one of these dreams that I had left behind after many years is playing the piano. And it just was in the back of my mind. I thought, this is something I want to do. I'll never be able to do it. And a few years ago, I was living in New York. I was living in a magic library in New York, which is another crazy story. We had 15,000 books on magic. Anyways, I was living there doing work in the library. And one of my friends visited me, and we started talking. We started talking about dreams. And he said, you know, you have an incredible story. What's one thing that you wanted to do in your life that you've never been able to do? And I told him the story about the piano. I wanted to play the piano, and the teacher told me I could never do it. And he said, you know, I'm going to make your dream come true. And I said, okay, I know the guy, he's a composer, he's a nice guy, but I thought, okay, this is weird. And we never talked about it again. We continued our lives, and I didn't see him for 2 or 3 years. And then one day I got a message from him on my phone asking me because he's a producer. He does shows and stuff in China. And he said, Manny, do you want to come to China and be part of this show? We're doing the biggest live show in China. We're going to have, we're doing it in a stadium, you know, where they usually play sports and stuff. It's going to be 10,000 people. You're going to do magic, and you're going to do some other things. And I thought, oh, great, you know, this is going to be fun. It's a little intimidating. I've never done a show with 10,000 people, but let's try it. And so I go to China, and I'm going there expecting to do a magic show. So I have all my magic stuff, and he fixed me up, and he said, leave all that stuff at the hotel. I'm going to take you somewhere. And we drop everything off at the hotel, and he takes me to the Shanghai Music Conservatory, which is, you know, where all the musicians in Shanghai, the best musicians, really become great. And he had a big piano there, and he sat me down with these amazing pianists, and they literally recompose songs for me so that I could play it. Usually you have 10 fingers on the piano, and you have to move those 10 different fingers to hit the keys, you know, at the right time. But they recomposed the songs so that I would only be able to hit a maximum of 2 keys at a time. Theoretically, you can hit 10 keys at the same time. Very rarely, not even like the master pianists do that. But anyways, they recomposed it so I could play. And he said, you're going to practice this. We're doing a show. You're going to do this in the show. And at first I told him, no, let's fake it. I can't learn how to play the piano. We only had 3 weeks. And he's like, no, I think you can do it. And he didn't think I could do it. The first day, second day, it was a disaster, making no progress. It was very slow, and it's hard. Usually you have your fingers on the keys, so you can feel and you can sort of gauge how far a key is. I don't have that, so I had to learn like directly from muscle memory to know where every single key was exactly, so that I can just move. I can just move and hit it. When I want to hit it, I can hit it without looking and without feeling. So we did that for weeks and weeks, and I practiced every single day. I practiced an embarrassingly long time every day, like 14 hours, to the point where I had blisters, and we had to put tape on me and bandages. I had to stop. And we practiced, I got prepared, and then we did the show. And my friend sent me some video of the show so I can share it with you. But this is some of the show that we did. I'll share the part with you playing, and we had dancers and everything, but I'll share it a little bit with you. Let's do this. Maddie's Dream. All right, here we go. Most of my dreams, actually all of my dreams, I've been able to accomplish through magic. Every single dream except for one. And that dream is playing the piano. Tonight is the night where we make dreams come true for real. So yeah, I just wanted to share that because we were actually talking about that a little bit beforehand. So I thought I would share that with you. And we go on in the show. It's a long show, but anyways, we go on, and it was just an incredible experience for me. This was somebody making my dream come true, and really, that is what I believe a magician is supposed to do, and what a magician is supposed to be. And if there's anything that I can leave you with, just a poor kid who came from Toronto who never thought he would ever be able to go anywhere or do anything. But because I was able to believe in that vision that I had, and other people would also tell me to pursue that, I was just able to progress and progress to a point where wonderful things came from it. And I'm always reminded from one of my inspirations, advice, David Blaine, and it was advice he gave to any young magicians. And he said, no matter how crazy your idea is, and no matter how outlandish it is, just follow your instincts and concentrate on the good that comes out of it. And that is the message that I would want to leave with anyone who is watching or listening as well. Anything that you want to do, I don't know if you can do it or you can't do it. I never thought I would be able to do this stuff and the stuff that we're doing with cards and magic with each other. But because I was able to focus in on that vision, good things came out of it, amazing things that came out of it in my life that I thought would never happen, and amazing dreams. So I would always just encourage everybody, and I wish we had longer time, but we're at the end and we have to end this on time. But I would just encourage everybody to, whatever it is, this has been a year where we've all had a bunch of time to reflect and really hone in on what our life was and have a break from that, and really have a time to reposition and decide where we want to be. And we know where we want to be. Hopefully we've been able to have some clarity during this time. And hopefully with that clarity, you've developed that vision. And as soon as you can, whether it's now, whether in 6 months, a year, whatever, you can go and pursue that vision. Maybe it'll work out, maybe it won't. It's not up for me or for you to ultimately decide if it works out. That's up to the universe and the world. We're not in full control, but we have an amazing control, and that's our human will in friction with the world. And that friction creates conflict, it creates drama, stress, but also beautiful things. So that is what I would leave you with. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. And thank you for coming in. And I will leave my email for you because we are ending at 7 o'clock. And it's 4 o'clock for you. And I know that many of you are leaving and going to class. But if you do want to stay in touch, feel free to send me an email. And I know we've had amazing people. I've enjoyed connecting with all of you, but thank you so much. And I wish I could be there in person, but this is, how we're together now. So thank you, and thank you, everyone. And thank you, Vanessa. And Vanessa, do you have any closing words? I will spotlight you.
I was just gonna ask, Karen had a question. Could she ask you real quick?
Yes, it's against the rules, but yes.
Well, I just wanted to know, Maddie, can you give us as a positive input, since we will still be dealing with online classes? How can you give us like an advice to continue under this particular time?
Yes. Well, what I would say is what I'm saying to myself every day, which is we are not in full control. And that's the situation that we are always in our life, where we are never in full control, but we are in control of our own behavior. So we can do good things for ourselves, and we can, if we don't know what's good for ourselves, we can find out what's good for ourselves. We can inform ourselves, and then we can commit to taking that action. So that when it is possible for you to do stuff, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do from home. I know you can't do everything from home, but you can take actions now which will lead you to success and what you want later on when we are out of this situation. And I would tell everyone, it's okay if you are feeling down or lonely or discouraged. Always reach out to people. Always try to stay positive. Try to stay healthy. Try to stay active, and keep that momentum. Life is momentum. The only difference in between something that is alive and something that's dead is a dead thing doesn't move. So even though you can't physically move where you are right now, you can move in terms of your ideology, in terms of your planning, in terms of your commitment, and you can move forward in a lot of ways, and you can get ready for that momentum. You can begin that starting phase of the momentum that will later carry you when it is possible to do things. That's what I'm doing for myself, to be honest.
Thank you, Mahdi.
Thank you. And thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vanessa. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for coming. And thank you, Mahdi. We are so honored to have you. You were amazing. Everyone was impressed.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, and have a good day. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
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 Bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Bye.
Coming.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.